and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Today we are doing Chapter 5, Lesson 4, Polygons and Angles. Okay, so our learning goal is that students will be able to find the sum, which just means we are adding, of the angles in any regular polygon. Okay, this is our Florida State Standard 8th grade Geometry 1.5. Write down absolutely everything that is typed or written on this video, and pause this video at any time that you need us to slow down. Remember, a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Quad means 4. Pentagon has 5 sides. Hexagon has 6 sides. A heptagon has 7 sides. An octagon has 8 sides. A nonagon has 9 sides. And a decagon has 10 sides. Make sure to write all of these down because they're going to come in handy when we are doing these lessons. You're going to have to know when it says heptagon how many sides that figure has, because we are trying to figure out the angles within these figures. And if we don't know how many sides that figure has, it's going to be problematic in figuring out the angles. Excuse me. So our formula for this is that the sum of angles is equal to the number of sides that figure has minus 2 times 180. So here's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to count the number of sides, subtract 2 from that, and then multiply that number by 180. To find just one of the interior angles, you're going to need to take the answer after you count the sides, subtract 2, and then multiply by 180. You're going to need to take that answer and then divide it by the number of sides you have. That's to find just one of the angles. This formula up here is to find all of the angles added together for that figure. Okay? Make sure all of this is written down. It's all very important. All right, so a 24gon, all right, we are taking the number of sides, so a 24gon has 24 sides. We are subtracting 2 from that, and then we will multiply that times 180. That is going to give us the sum of the angles. So all of the angles added together is what we're going to get here. So 24 minus 2, that gives us 22. And 22 times 180, we can do that with a calculator. Okay, and we get 3,960. That's all of the angles put together. To find the angle for just one, you would divide this number by 24 because there are 24 sides, and that would give you just one of the angles. Okay? But all of these angles added together are 3,960 degrees. Okay, so a 14gon, again, we are going to take the number of sides, subtract 2, and then multiply that by 180. 14, and that's going to give us the sum of the angles. Okay, 14 minus 2 gives us 12, and 12 times 180. Again, we can do in our calculator. 12 times 180 gives us 2,160 degrees. So that is the sum. If we added up all of the angles, they would add up to 2,160 degrees. Okay, a nonagon, remember that has 9 sides. We remember that from what we wrote down at the beginning of this video. So that has 9 sides, so we are going to subtract 2 from that, and then multiply that times 180, and that's going to give us the sum of the angles. 9 minus 2 gives us 7, and 7 times 180 we can do in our calculator. And we get 1,260 But it says find the measure for one interior angle. When we just need one interior angle, we need to divide the number, which is the sum of all the angles. We need to divide it by how many sides. In a nonagon, there are 9 sides. So 1260 divided by 9 gives us 140. So just one of those angles is 140 degrees. Sorry, this chair keeps squeaking. Okay, so 140 degrees is the measure of just one of those angles in a nonagon. Okay, in a 16gon, we have 16, that's the number of sides, minus 2, and then multiply that times 180. So 16 minus 2 equals 14, and 14 times 180 gives us 2,520. Now, that tells us all of the angles added together, but if we wanted to figure out how much just one of those angles is, we need to divide by how many sides it has. So, we need to divide that number by 16, and that'll give us just one of the angles. So, just one of the angles is 157.5 degrees. So 157.5 degrees is just one of those angles. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.